I am the border inspector in the glorious nation of Arstotzka.
Glory to Arstotzka.
As geopolitical tensions rise, I may have to deal with a few terrorist attacks, and I also might accidentally join a revolution. Will I betray Arstotzka, or am I a statesman to the core? To complete 100%, I'll knock over all 20 unique endings and 13 achievements, as I explore everything this classic masterpiece of a game has to offer. Welcome to 100% of Papers, Please.
Papers, please.
Labor lottery? The October Labour Lottery is complete. Your name was pulled for immediate placement. Report to the Ministry of Admission at Greston Border Checkpoint. An apartment will be provided for you and your family in East Greston. Expect a Class 8 dwelling. Is that good or bad?
Glory to Arstotzka.
I am so incredibly lucky to have won the Labour Lottery. I love Labour. After reading about how the Greston Border Checkpoint was finally open after 6 years, I walked to work. November 23rd, 1982. Is that me walking to work? I think so. We've got a bunch of nerds in the line. Holy moly. Who's this? A guard? Inspector, welcome to your new position at Greston Border Checkpoint. I just needed to check the passports of those in the line and approve or deny their entry according to the rules. Deny all foreigners. A little bit xenophobic, I think. So the key thing I needed to pay attention to on day one was the passport nationality. Surely I can manage that. I clicked the loudspeaker. With those profound words, I called forth the first in line. The shutter opened, and I uttered the words, "Papers, please." Finally, I can return home. So that symbol there is Arstotzka. Does that look like him? I think it looks like him. Joseph Samborski here was an Arstotzka national, not a foreigner, and that was enough for me. Approved. Here you go, mate. Is that all I need to do? And so I let in some dude named Joseph. And then I sat there watching him slowly walk along the path, before remembering I was supposed to click on the loudspeaker again to yell, "Next!" A lady wandered up to my booth, and my immediate thought was, that passport does not look Arstotzkan. Checkpoint is smaller than I expected, how dare you? Not only was she a foreigner from Impor, she was also rude. Barantsova, Elena Barantsova, denied. Get out of here. Arstotzkan only. I've waited in this damn line for 8 hours. I hope it was worth it. Christopher Odom, denied. You're not from my country. Get out of here. Unbelievable, go to hell, how rude. It may seem like I was a little too excited by my power to approve or deny, but for the glory of Arstotzka, I think the passion was warranted. Approved. In you come. Glory to Arstotzka. Papers, please. It was a mistake to open this checkpoint. Hey? Hey! So that was a strangely ominous fella. You can close the shutters. Why did this guy say it was a mistake? Next. Anandis Kolkan. Denied. Get out of here. As you can see, this first day was pretty simple. I approved the Arstotzkan, I denied everyone else. Glory to Arstotzka. Is that the end of the day? Okay. Manage your expenses using the check boxes below. Rent, heat, and food. I had $30 of savings to begin with, and I'd earned $35. $5 for each of the 7 correctly processed people at the border crossing. I've got a wife, a son, a mother-in-law, and an uncle. Interesting. Is there any way I can avoid any of the food going to my mother-in-law? I'm kidding. I mean, I kind of want to save money, you know? So I'm gonna have to pay $50 a day to look after these people. What happens if I don't have heat? Save a cheeky $10. At risk of hypothermia, I decided not to pay for the heat, because I could already tell that finances were going to be tight. I headed to sleep, and in the morning read of how the Greston checkpoint was a success, improving cooperation between Arstotzka and its neighboring nations. As I arrived at work, I discovered my duties had already grown more complicated. Foreigners were now allowed in, and inspection hardware had been installed in my booth. I had a look at my handbook, which of course had key info about my job. Most interestingly, details about all the nations of the region. And then it was time to call up my first victim. Here's a good time to highlight something. You have a set amount of time each day, and you earn $5 per correct approval or denial. People won't stop coming until the day ends. So the quicker you process, the more people you'll get to see, and therefore the more money you can make. I did not know all that at this point, so I was kind of slow at my job. I played around with inspection mode, which allows you to determine if data matches. For today, the only things I really had to check on the passports were the photos and the expiry dates. Matching data. That's a big bald man. 98 kilos. No correlation? You sure? His big head did indeed look like it might weigh 98 kilos, but everything seemed to be in order, and so I let the bloke from Integria through. My first approval of a foreigner. I called the next lady up, and obviously to check the passport expiry date, I needed to compare it to today's date. October. I think yours is expired, is it not? Yeah. Interrogate. This document has expired. Must be a typographical error. You think someone wrote the wrong thing? I don't think so, mate. Denied. Get out of here. Zuiget Petre Zuguet. I feel like there's a discrepancy here. This is not the same bloke. As you can see, when you highlight a discrepancy with inspection mode, you can then interrogate the person about the issue. It is an old picture. How old? Like 100 years old? I don't think I can roll with that. Sorry, fella. Denied. And so I got into the swing of things. You don't actually have to check everything with inspection mode. For this lady, I could see the expiry date was in 1983. That's next year, so all good. And the photo clearly matched too. So I slapped a big green stamp on there. Where are you from? United Federation. Mohammed Ben Sakranani. One of the things about my skills as a border control agent is definitely my elite pronunciation. This guy's expiry date and photo seemed fine, so I let him through. And this resulted in the most stressful sound in the game. Oh, what? Did I stuff up that one? Hello, handsome, you look bored. If you want good time, come to us. Excuse me? Invalid issuing city? What did I get wrong? I had no idea what it meant by invalid issuing city. What the heck is this? I don't think I need this. I don't need the pink vice. You can keep that. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. If you look at this madam's passport, you can see the third detail down below her name is ISS. In this case, the city of Orvech-Vanor. On that last dude's passport, the issuing city had been invalid. And the way you can check if it's valid or not is by citing the handbook info about each country, where the appropriate issuing cities are listed. All of this completely escaped my attention, because the instructions I'd received did not specifically teach me about how to check for that. I'll be around a couple of months, don't forget to visit. I don't want to visit. I got to work on yet another inspection, but things took an unexpected turn. I think your thing is expired, dude. Huh? Oh, someone's making a break for it, dude. What on earth? Got it. Oh! Holy! Yeah, that was not in the job description. Oh my gosh. The day was cut short by a terrorist attack. My family's cold. I'm gonna be down to $0. How about I just don't feed them? I think I don't feed them. Get them warm, but hungry. You know what I mean? I think I lost money because I stuffed one of those up. Is that right? Dang it. I missed out on $5 because I got one wrong, but I did not suffer a fine.
The truth of Arstotzka.
I was reading the patriotic newspaper at my favorite morning hangout spot, the Glory to the Motherland Cafe, where I made sure my VPN was fired up before jumping on the cafe's Wi-Fi. Big thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. They help you become safer with a single click. You see, in Arstotzka, not only are the criminals trying to spy on you, the government is too. It's rough. And so every time I go to jump on the public Wi-Fi network at the cafe, there are about 47 fake Wi-Fis hosted by baddies trying to intercept my data. With NordVPN, my online traffic is encrypted, and even if they do manage to trick me, they get nothing. There's also a lot of phishing going on in Arstotzka. Not phishing, that was made illegal for some reason. I'm talking about scammers phishing online. Phishing with a PH. NordVPN features Threat Protection Pro, something regular VPNs don't have, which blocks tens of millions of scams for NordVPN customers every month. You don't even need to connect to a VPN server for it to work. It'll automatically scan any website you visit and block those phishers with a PH before they can cause harm. You too can be protected from nefarious dinguses with NordVPN, the fastest and most feature-packed VPN on the planet. Get your exclusive NordVPN deal plus 4 extra months using the link below, along with the code Floydson. There's no reason not to try it out. It's completely risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Okay friends, back to that newspaper. The newspaper talked about how there was now increased security at the border, and when I arrived to work, that was indeed evident. We got guards posted up at the front. We got like so many guards, holy dooly. Entry for non-citizens was now regulated. Another thing for me to check. Basically, I'm getting an extra rule a day. So today they also need an entry ticket. The day began with a fella from Republia who had done the right thing and brought an entry ticket. It's valid today, that's fine. These are only valid for one day, so all I had to check on them is if the date matched. And I of course still needed to check the photo and expiry date on the passport. This first fella was an approval, but the second lady from Obristan had failed to bring a ticket.
Lydia Salguero.
To highlight the discrepancy, I had to click on the rule, foreigners require an entry ticket, and then the counter to highlight that there was no entry ticket. This took me a little while to work out, but soon the lack of a ticket was highlighted, and I was able to interrogate her about it.
You cannot enter without a ticket. Here it is. Oh, she's got one. I mean, you could have given that to me initially. Probably would have been wise. Okay, so that's valid today, that's fine.
Another approval, after just the one hiccup due to Lydia being a silly goose.
Enjoy the glory of Arstotzka.
Next!
Look at that beehive. Is that what they call that? I can make you happy anytime. Dude, can you give me a break with the pink vice, man? For goodness sake.
She had a different hairstyle in the passport photo, so I did a quick check, but it was all good. Another approval.
Come to pink vice, ask for Ava. No. Misha Stravoskin.
She was from Arstotzka, meaning she wasn't a foreigner, meaning she did not need the entry ticket. But her passport was out of date.
I just renewed it. I don't think so.
That was my first denial of the day.
I heard about a terrorist attack. You're lucky to have a job still. It's not my fault. What did I do?
Alyssa here had everything in order, so through she went. But Christine Johansson had an entry ticket with the incorrect date on it.
Tickets for another day, mate. Come back in 2 days. It is my mistake.
Another denial. And let's give credit where credit is due. Clearly, I was popping off. No mistakes today.
Papers, please.
Everything seemed to be in order, so it was another approval, but I was no longer popping off.
What? Invalid issuing city.
I was done in by the issuing city again.
Glory to Arstotzka, the greatest country.
Now this bloke here, this bloke is the biggest legend in the game.
Do you have any documents for me, bro?
Like I said, what a legend. Showing up with literally zero documentation. Just believing he'll get in on aura alone.
Where's your passport, dude? Passport. Arstotzka so great. Passport not required, right? A passport is required. Oh, okay. I hear you. I come back again. Thank you, sir. You handsome beast.
And with that, the day was over. I returned home to observe a sorry state of affairs, as far as my finances were concerned.
Okay, we'll definitely give them food because they're all hungry, but no heat required. Definitely no heat required. Because I'm at $0, right? If I hadn't saved money on previous days, I'd be going into debt.
My son was also sick, so I figured I'd better spend $5 on medicine to help him out.
Some lottery. The government lottery to have a job where they don't pay me enough to feed my family. My favorite. Black market activity explodes. Government blames lax immigration controls. It's not my fault, bro. Entry permit, but entry tickets are no longer sufficient. So they need an entry permit now?
As the newspaper said, lax immigration control was to blame for a surge of black market activity. So now Arstotzka natives required an ID card, and foreigners needed an entry permit, not just an entry ticket.
I don't know what I got wrong on those 2 people though. I'm paranoid. I don't think I got punished though. I might have lost $5 salary per time. What's the purpose of your trip? I'll visit friends. Duration of stay? I stay a few months. Duration 3 months. Purpose visit? I think that adds up to what she said.
With the addition of entry permits, I now had several more things to look out for. The name and passport number on the permit needed to match the passport, and there was an entry date to cross-reference to. For Alexa here, I went nuts with inspection mode to confirm beyond any doubt that things matched up.
What if the discrepancy is between what they say they're coming to do and what's written on their thing? Is that a reason to deny them? Oh crap, I need it needs a seal on it as well. This is an acceptable seal, right? Yeah.
This was a lot to get my head around, and the beginning of a certain paranoia that this game gives you. The paranoia that you're missing something. It's very hard to shake the feeling that you must be missing something. I eventually hit the approve stamp, but still I was anxious that I'd hear the diabolical sound of a citation printing out to tell me I'd made a mistake. But not this time. As she walked away, I suffered no reprimand, as evidently I'd gotten everything correct.
Papers, please. What's the purpose of your trip? Just visiting. Couple of weeks, yeah?
I was clearly trying to be thorough. You can of course eyeball all the details without using inspection mode, but at this point I wasn't game enough to do that. Another approval went through and I was once again correct. When Zordana Baratheon, the stag herself, came through, I was relieved she had an obvious reason for denial.
You got an entry ticket, you need an entry permit.
To highlight this issue, I needed to use inspection mode and the handbook, pointing out the lack of an entry permit, which prompted the opportunity to interrogate.
Where's your entry permit? I have a ticket. Let me through. You need a permit, not a ticket. You big dingus.
She obviously was not happy about that one, and I wasn't happy that I was putting myself on House Baratheon's bad side, but rules are rules.
What is this? Oh, you're from Arstotzka. This is an ID card. Can I verify if you're 169 centimeters? I can. What are you 67 kgs? You are.
The ID card also had the date of birth listed, as well as a district up the top.
Genestora district. So that should be fine, right?
Everything seemed in order, so that was another approval for the glory of Arstotzka.
Happy that the border's open. I will visit my son. I have not seen him in 6 years. Duration of stay, 6 months.
Now that I had a reason to empathize with this bloke trying to visit his son, of course, this happened.
You're supposed to enter a week ago, dude. You got an expired document. Your son is waiting. Your son can keep waiting. Am I right? Get out of here. Curse you. Oh.
That was a little bit heartless, but again, rules are rules. For the next bloke, I stuck to my very thorough inspection mode checks, and I found his passport was expired.
It's a mistake, I just renewed it. That's what everyone says, bro. Get a creative excuse.
I was pretty slow at my job today, but at least I hadn't made any mistakes.
This is not the same name. The names don't match. I have 2 different names.
This prompted a fingerprint button to appear.
What the heck?
As I handed her the paper on which she could press her fingers, the data we had on file about her printed down the bottom there.
No known alias.
I didn't even check if the fingerprints matched. I just saw that she had no known alias and I immediately denied her.
Bro, whipping out the fingerprints, man? How techie is this? Hey, it's old mate. This bloke... Now I have passport, Arstotzka, still the best country for sure. You are men? He's from Bestberg. Does it say 2093? Are you from the future, my friend? Georgi Kostava. I'm not sure about this one, dude. This passport is a crude fake. Hey now, it's not true. It's pre-approved. I don't know about that, big fella. I'm not so sure it is. This guy's the best. Georgie, come back again tomorrow, dude. Kobristan is not a real country. Okay. You know, like passport, I understand. I come back again with a better one. No, not a better one. A valid one. Like a real one.
You gotta respect Georgie's hustle. He is a true legend. As Victoria wandered up to my booth, the day ticked over to its conclusion and the line dispersed. Hers was a straightforward approval and the day was done.
Okay, I don't think I got anything wrong today. Wait, what? Applicants entering after 6 p.m. are unpaid, so I have to be quicker? Oh, for goodness sake. Everyone's cold. The rent has gone up to 25. How on earth am I supposed to do this?
This was when I first realized that being quicker would make me more money. I had assumed that I had a set number of visitors per day no matter what, but that's not the case. Since my entire family was cold, I put the heat on, but I provided no food and at least saved $10 overnight.
It's 1 day with no heat. 1 day with no food in rotation for this family, just loving life. Republican track star wanted for murder. I suspect he might show up. Girlfriend killed in jealous rage. I'm gonna see this guy for sure. Okay, November 27th, baby. I'm now authorized to detain suspicious individuals. Interrogate discrepancies to enable detention option. I mean, you're suspicious because of your pink hoodie. It's a bit suspicious.
The pink hoodie is glorious, not suspicious at all. But this fella had other problems.
We've got a discrepancy here, mate. That passport number does not match. Check again.
A button calling to detain him appeared.
Why do I have grounds to detain him? He's just got...
Initially, I didn't feel like the passport number mismatch was necessarily grounds for sending him to detention. But on the other hand, red buttons are very hard to resist. So I sent him off with the guards to who knows what fate.
Was that really grounds for detention? I don't know.
I'm in charge of this checkpoint, so what I say goes. Who's gonna argue?
Alexander Tuza.
This guy's entry permit was invalid because he'd arrived after the listed enter by date. He said he'd missed the date because he was busy.
I can't detain this guy.
Being late isn't as bad as having the incorrect document number. Fair enough.
Oh, is this the dude?
I'd been keeping my eyes peeled for Vince Lestrade, and here he was.
You are a murderer. You are Vince Lestrade? Damn. Look, I did not kill her. I was set up. Do not believe the Republican lies. Let me through. I have no faith in any of the governments of this region, being honest. But what am I supposed to do, bro?
I also don't have faith in the honesty of a man on the run from murder charges. Also, I love the way I was pronouncing Republia. It's like a republic made of poo. After that series of denials, the next visitor was all good. And I didn't use inspection mode for everything this time. I just eyeballed it and trusted my own inspection skills, which, if we're honest, was a huge risk. Although I must admit I did double check if she was a female. I guess I thought this 2D creature had some masculine features. Approved.
I hate this damn country. I'm just passing through. How rude. 2 days.
A despicably rude Arstotzkan hater, but he was all clear.
I need to hurry up. I want to get paid. 176 centimeters. That seems pretty tall, dude. Okay. That's fine, I believe you.
I failed to notice there are lines with heights on the wall right behind her. I could have just eyeballed that one. Her date of birth didn't match between the passport and ID card. And once again, mismatched documents was grounds to detain.
Alright, whatever, you're detained. I don't care. I'm just gonna detain everyone. We're getting more and more totalitarian here. It's getting out of control.
For the next fella, I was pretty quick. I was feeling pretty confident with what I needed to check, so I zoomed through about 4 times faster than yesterday. Approved.
Today's a beautiful day, my friend. We finally become free from anti-Gederian territory. What?
This guy was immigrating permanently. While I was checking everything, the day ended and I was out of time. But this guy was all good. Approved.
Please be kind to my wife. She's just after you. Oh, I'm gonna have to deny your wife. Dude, I ran out of time. I'm slow, I guess. I'm not gonna get paid for either of these two. I almost guarantee you there's gonna be an issue with your wife. Yeah, your husband made it through, but you don't have an entry permit.
This game really has a way of toying with your sense of empathy.
Where's your entry? Where is it? Please, I beg you. Come on, man. Oh, well, good luck with that. What do you want me to do? You have doomed me. I'm a stickler for the rules. What can I say?
For a second there, it sounded like the prospect of splitting this couple up was paining me, because they were pretty much refugees. But absolutely not. I am a cold-hearted instrument for the glory of Arstotzka. No entry permit, no entry. Get out of here. I got through 8 people on day 5, apparently, but that $40 wasn't really enough, because my son was sick again.
Alright, we'll rotate to some food. No heat today. Son, you can have medicine, I guess.
There was also a booth upgrade available, but I couldn't afford it.
Jobs few, becoming fewer. Immigrants taking jobs from locals. Travelers entering for work require a valid work pass.
And so my work got just a little bit more complicated. The work pass needed the name to match, the correct Ministry of Labor seal, and the correct date reflecting the length of work allowed.
I think everything looks good. I just, like, I don't have, I'm gonna lose money.
I was stressed out about the need to be quick, because as is painfully obvious by now, I was barely able to pay my daily bills.
Dude, stop inviting me to the Pink Vice, for goodness sake.
But it was obviously going to be a balance. If I rushed and made a mistake, I'd lose part of my salary anyway due to incorrectly processing someone. And so I attempted to find a quick yet comprehensive way of checking everything.
I think she's good. I'm kind of rushing. I'm rushing because I need the money or else my family is just gonna starve.
But then stuff like this happened to completely disrupt my flow.
Please help you. Huh? Dali Ludum promised me and my sister good work in Arstotzka. I do not trust him. I'm afraid he will take my passport and force me to work at a brothel. He is in line today. Please do something.
That is a difficult plea to ignore, so I plan to keep an eye out for this Mr. Ludum character. This next one was an approval, and after that, a lady showed up with a work pass saying she could work until July, 7 months away. She said her entry permit was longer than she needed, so things really weren't making sense, and I figured that was grounds to deny her, and I sent her on her way.
Oh, it's my best friend. I love this guy. Oh, this is looking pretty legit, bro. You're missing your entry permit. Oh man, you funny guy. I'm not funny guy. I'm just trying to do my job, bro. Wow, you run very strict border here. That is good. Do job right. I look for entry thing and come back. All right. Good job, fella. Vincente Fernandez.
This guy was processed at record speed. He wasn't here to work, and I was sort of getting the hang of things, so I did the checks quickly. Approved. And then the bad guy I'd been waiting for showed up.
Yeah. You come down, I give you good girl. I don't trust you. Get out of here. I'm protecting that woman.
For that, I received my first citation in quite a while, because on paper, he had been clear for entry.
No penalty, but I probably lose $5 for stuffing that up.
The first 2 citations each day do not incur a penalty. However, they kind of do, because you don't receive your salary for processing that person, since you got it wrong. So yes, that citation was effectively a loss of $5 salary. As I let the next lady through, I had second thoughts about my choices yesterday.
I should let the wife through as well. I protected the woman from the evil pimp, but I'm running out of time. I ran out of time again.
I was regretting not letting the wife through to immigrate with her husband. Also, I still didn't really understand how the flow of the days works. Partly because on certain days, special events happen, and the day won't officially end, even if you get past 6 PM, which is when a day usually ends, until you've gotten up to the special thing that needs to happen. Today was one such special day.
Huh? Focaccia? Dude, did I let in a suicide bomber?
Yeah, I think I may have let a suicide bomber into the country.
I let in a suicide bomber, I think?
I managed to process 8 nerds correctly, earning $40, which meant I could afford heat for my cold family, and I could also afford the booth upgrade, so I figured I might as well.
Dancers at Greston Club found dead. Newly immigrated girls victim of human trafficking. Didn't I stop the guy from coming in? I thought I stopped the guy that was gonna do human trafficking stuff.
Well, that is incredibly sad. After yesterday's explosive end, a search scanner had been added to my booth, and since the terrorist was Kalechian, today I was required to search every Kalechian seeking entry. The first lady in was from Kalechia, so I selected her for a random search.
Turn towards the scanner. You took a photo? Took another photo? Any weapons in there? No, I think you're good.
She carried no sneaky bombs and her paperwork was all in order. Approved. This guy said he was visiting for a couple of months, but his entry permit said 3. By this point, I'd worked out that you can pull up an audio transcript, with which I was able to highlight this discrepancy. When I challenged what he said, he simply changed his story to say he was staying for 12 weeks.
Do I deny based on what he says?
He had given incorrect info in the first instance, so I wasn't sure. I approved him to see what would happen and no citation was forthcoming, so I gathered that if they correct themselves regarding the duration of their visit, that clears up any issue. Next up was an Arstotzkan citizen. As I mentioned earlier, these were a little easier to process since the IDs aren't so detailed. Approved.
Olga Ignatenko?
Another native to our great nation, except this time a flaw in my work was revealed.
Okay, I think she's fine. Don't oh, it said male. No, it said male. I just realized. How do I just realized as I was doing it. Oh, I'm gonna get a citation, dude. I saw the M just as I went for it. What an idiot.
I did notice, but literally half a second too late. Whoops. And then, flustered by my failure and burdened with the evil pink slip of paper condemning me with a citation, I was ready for another mistake. Somehow it happened again. I realized just at the last second.
Wait, are you from Kalechia? Dude, I'm rushing. He was from Kalechian. Dude, I'm so dumb.
It slipped my mind that I was supposed to scan all Kalechians. I pushed out a quick approval for the next one.
I genuinely am rushing because I need money. If I don't have the money, I'm screwed.
If I hadn't stuffed up 2 in a row, I'd be $10 richer. So on this day at least, trying to be quick wasn't exactly paying off. At least I remembered to search the next Kalechian bloke who showed up. And I know it's not really appropriate to comment on people's appearances, but this bloke's head does not match his body.
He looks like a weapon in terms of the extreme muscliness. What's going on his thigh. It's got to be contraband, right? You've made a mistake coming here. I know nothing. Slow down, my friend. I have only harmless medicine. I give you 10 credits to let me through. Ooh, do I believe him? No, I've already stuffed up twice today. I'll get an actual penalty if I do that. And now it's already past 6 p.m. Like, I don't make money for this, right?
Yeah, if I'd taken his bribe, I would have lost the $5 salary, and because it was my third citation, I would have suffered a $5 penalty on top of that. So that would have cancelled out the bribe and I would have made $0. The next woman claimed she was here to work, but her document said she was here to visit. She cleared that up upon interrogation. She also looked nothing like her photo, so her fingerprints were required. And I don't know how I managed to be this much of a goose, but I somehow did not understand that I was supposed to check the fingerprints she gave me against what we had on file for her name, which is the blue slip of paper that printed from the bottom. So I simply did not check and then accepted her based on I don't know what. Somehow I got away with it, so the fingerprints must have been a match. The next woman had mismatched names, and she claimed she had 2 names, but no alias showed up on the identity record. Thankfully, the fingerprints weren't really relevant at that point, so I once again got away without cross-referencing her prints. But overall, today was not a good day. Only 5 people were correctly processed.
My son is sick and needs medicine again. Well, too bad. I don't have any flaming money.
I'd made $25, and all of that went to rent. No medicine, no food, and no heat for the family. Oh dear.
Collection leader files complaint. Claims unprovoked border searches violate rights. But they're random searches. They're very random. They definitely don't only happen to Kalechians.
Nonetheless, Kalechians were no longer to be automatically searched, and a Kalechian diplomat was arriving today to discuss relations between our nations further. They'd be carrying a diplomatic authorization, so that was another variable to keep an eye out for. The diplomat was first in line, so here was my chance to get a taste for it. No other documents are required for diplomats, aside from a passport, and the authorization was pretty light on details, so this was a bit of an easy one to process. Though, to be honest, I couldn't work out if that orange seal had the right symbol.
Is it the right symbol? I'm gonna assume it's the right symbol, dude.
It was the symbol of Kalechia, so yeah, it was the right symbol. But I would have needed to check the Kalechia page of the handbook to confirm that. Maybe next time.
Ella Vital
here stung me. She stung me with the old issuing city discrepancy that I was not even checking for. You can see on her passport it says the issuing city was Lerndaz. Lerndaz is not a city in her country Obristan. Laundaz is. I should have been checking that against the Obristan info in the handbook, but I had no clue.
What did I get wrong there? Invalid issuing city? What? What does that mean, bro? Oh, it's my favorite friend. He's got an entry ticket.
Because I felt like I had to rush through the day, I didn't spare any time to figure out the issuing city nonsense.
Tickets no longer accepted, big fella. The guy sold you tickets, says it's good. Check again, maybe. No, sorry, big fella.
And so I denied my best friend Georgie yet again.
See you again soon, my friend. I love you.
Bo Vanderlugd here appeared to be a woman, but it said M on his or her passport.
You are a man? What is this question? What do you mean scan? Am I scanning to see if I can find a willy? He's a beautiful man. He's a beautiful man. Don't worry about it, man. We're all good. Discrepancy cleared. Okay. Beautiful. You're a beautiful man. What can I say? What else do we need to do here? I don't care at this point. I can't be bothered looking at everything else more clearly.
I was trying to use metagame logic. If they threw one issue at me but I cleared it, surely there'd be nothing else to screw me over. In this case, that proved true.
What the heck are you? You're a candle weirdo. The order awaits. Ezik? What is this? The Order of the Sun?
I had no idea what that was about, but this bloke claimed to be a diplomat, yet he had no passport.
Oh, you do have your passport. How about you bring it out the first time round, you buffhead? Integria. Issuing city, glorying. So I need to check this crap? I didn't even know I was supposed to check this crap the whole time. Yakov Bakar? Expires 1982. It's expired, dude. It's expired, you idiot. Imagine being a diplomat and you bring it expired. No, you didn't just renew it, you peanut. You're a fake diplomat. Get out of here. Imagine being a diplomat and you can't even get your flaming passport up to date. Look at this handsome rooster.
This bloke was Arstotzkin, and I was on the ball checking the district on his ID card.
Penistora? Is that a place? That doesn't exist. You can't trick me, bro. You're detained. Get out of here. I need to get paid so I can get my son medicine. Just get out of here. Next. 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 I've never been so stressed in my life. Alright, hello. Brianna Kaboshlovlovogov. Your name doesn't match, you dingus. Oh, look at that. You do have 2 different names, you clever dingus.
I once again did not actually check the fingerprints she'd just given me. But once again, I got away with my terrible forensic fingerprint skills.
If I get a citation for you, I swear to goodness, I will throw you in the toilet.
As I was processing the last bloke, the day ended. And after approving his entry, it was time to see how the finances were looking.
My whole family needs medicine? They're cold, hungry, and they're all gonna die, dude. I guess I'll focus on medicine first, but a bit of food and heat is almost as good as medicine, right? Of course, the top-level Kalechian is exposed as an Arstotzkan spy, missing from post, presumed dead. Wait, what?
It was beginning to seem like my entire family might freeze to death of starvation.
Okay, an undercover agent of the Ministry of Information has been compromised. The Ministry of Admission has offered its services as liaison. Expect a possible drop later today. What does that even mean, bro? What is this EZIC thing? This EZIC thing survived overnight.
There's a folded corner on the EZIC note indicating I could turn it over, but I was too dumb to figure that out.
Hello? Are you the spy?
This was a guard named Salensk, complaining about his pay.
Now they pay almost nothing. Me too, man. I get small bonus when you detain people. More you detain, more they give me for processing. But this is not fair, right? You should get something too. Oh, you want to help me out? I give you 5 credits for my bonus for every 2 people you detain. Sounds like a good deal to me.
So now I had monetary incentive to detain people. That sounds like the foundation of a healthy and fair system.
60 days, that's wait, what? I flipped it over. Corman Drex. Oh no. That was a guy that came yesterday. I didn't realize I could flip this over. For goodness sake, I don't have time for this right now though.
Corman Drex was the last guy that I'd let in yesterday. I don't know if the order had wanted me to stop him or let him in, but I let him in. This guy clarified the length of his stay, and I actually checked the issuing city now that I knew what that was, and that was an approval.
Your picture's different. I had surgery. Right, give him a fingerprint then. Do you have surgery on your fingerprints, you big idiot?
I once again did not actually check his fingerprints. I left them sitting on the counter. Look at them just sit there while I tried to compare the prints we had on file to his passport for some reason. I do not know what the heck I was thinking, but once again I got away with just approving the fella, even though I am an idiot when it comes to fingerprints.
Papers please, I have not much time. You must hold on to these. Keep them safe today. Huh? I'm being followed by an imposter. They pretend to be from the Ministry of Information, but it is a lie. If they ask for documents, give these instead. Do not mix them up. Mating habits of less of Kalechian waterfowl? Dude, what on earth?
What on earth is a valid question. I was so confused. Also, this person was a woman, according to the passport.
So help me, if I see a penis in there, then... That head does not belong on that body, dude. That head does not belong on that body.
After subjecting you to that embarrassing scan, you can go through, Sylvia. I apologize. Have a great day. This guy had a name mismatch, but no alias. Denied.
Maybe I should have detained him. If I questioned him further, would I got to detain? Papers, please. Hurry up, dude. Hurry up, dude.
This guy claimed to be from the Ministry of Information, and he slipped me some cash, so I handed over the document.
Okay, I gave the dummy one. I don't know if that was a mistake. I don't know if I should trust that random person from earlier, but I think I just got money. I like money. Trying to check the city of issue. I think I forget half the time though.
This woman had a passport number discrepancy, so that was an opportunity to detain someone. My favorite.
I'm sorry, man, but your numbers didn't match, and I need to feed my kid. Oh, this is Drex Corman. Hang on. I thought Drex Corman came yesterday. Well, what do I do about this? Very good. Read quick. What am I doing? Read quickly, return to messenger. Arstotzka is great country, poisoned by corrupt leaders. War has made government greedy and paranoid. You have seen for yourself. Help us free Arstotzka from its shackles, the order of the EZIC Star. I mean, you know what? I'm in. Oh, for goodness sake.
I'm not exactly sure, but I think I just joined an underground rebellion. I approved my comrade Drex, and it was time for the daily viewing of my depressing financial situation.
Are you kidding me, dude? They still need medicine? I got 45 from the salary, so I feel like I did alright, but like, everyone's just sick.
I also had $10 from that bribe, so after rent I had $30 to work with.
I'm gonna give medicine to my wife and son. Don't worry about my uncle and mother-in-law. If they die, so be it.
At least I fed them, for once.
Kolechia cleans house, attacks its own. Round of disappearances blamed on faulty evidence. Yeah, that wasn't me, man. I gave the wrong duck mating thing. I don't even know what geopolitical nonsense is going on here. Who's this? Inspector, the Divisional Authority of East Greston Operations will visit today. Maintain your best behavior.
The dude marching up to my booth was indeed my boss, or one of my bosses. Someone important with a red hat.
Hello, comrade. You have received 6 citations. Perhaps it was a mistake to rely on lottery. Let this motivate you.
6 citations in 9 days is pretty good. I don't know if the plaque was particularly flattering though.
Glory to Arstotzka. I was recognized for sufficiency. Okay, I'll put it there to motivate me.
Okay, thanks boss. Time to get into another day.
Alright, lock in.
This bloke's face did not match his photo, and I once again failed to use the fingerprints properly, and once again somehow got away with it. And for the next guy, look at me go. I actually caught a discrepancy with the issuing city on the passport.
No idea what you're talking about? Can you get detained? Get detained! I need money to save my mother-in-law from sickness.
The next lady simply had no passport. What a goose.
What is passport?
A temporary visa slip appeared, which I used to deny the silly goose, but she was not happy.
No, I'm not leaving. Detain. I will explode like wild tiger. I have every right to enter Arstotzka. You think I'm joking, but Tiger does not joke. Let me through. Is she gonna get shot, dude? She got smacked in the head with the butt of the gun. Oh, goodness.
I was on a sweet, sweet roll of detention because the next bloke had an F for female on his passport, but the scan is law. I don't make the rules, I just make money for detaining people. Oh look, another detention because this fella's numbers do not match.
Bro, I'm getting detentions willy-nilly. I think the game's showing mercy on me. I'm gonna make like 15 bucks out of this.
Next up, the weirdo in the hood appeared once more.
Our agents are ready. Starting tomorrow. Oh, hello. Let them pass.
This page had holes up the top to guide the position, and once positioned, some names were revealed.
Stephanie Greer? Stephanie Greer and Mikhail Saratov. Okay. I'll let them in.
The next lady's photos didn't match, and I finally got stung by my idiocy with the fingerprints, because as usual, I didn't compare the prints she'd made with the ones on record.
What? I got it wrong! Fingerprints do not match? I thought they did.
This is the kind of absolute goose behavior you love to see from Floydson. And here's another fail to end the day, because I missed an invalid expiration date of all things.
And I got it wrong? Invalid expiration. Oh my gosh, man.
That was just sloppy work.
Your uncle will die without medicine. I have no spare money. I need that guy to give me money for all the detentions.
I had a pathetic $10 to work with after paying rent, so I gave my nearly dead uncle some medicine and my son too. No food, no heat, no medicine for my wife or her mother. December 3rd's newspaper told us some Antegrian spying and theft at the Ministry of Admission. That break-in at our MOA offices led to a new thing that I now needed to check for.
Nothing important was stolen, but intelligence suggests counterfeiters have already begun forging official Arstotzkan documents. Great. Double check that required documents contain valid seals.
These are the valid MOA seals, but that was going to be another finicky little thing to check for, and I was already struggling. Oh dear. First up, I received an entry permit with a suspicious seal. It says MOL instead of MOA. And even though I had just been warned about suspicious seals, I somehow missed this completely, and so my approval earned a citation.
Forged? It was forged?
At least my best friend Georgie was here.
Has Georgie done it?
I was very careful checking the seal this time.
I think he has done it. Has he done it?
Finally, the legend had done it. He'd managed to pull together the correct documents. He had gained entry to the glorious nation of Arstotzka. He was very happy about it, and he gave me a coin.
I got a token. Obristan token. I'll take it.
Finally, my first achievement for getting the Obristan token.
Queen Noxolova. Dude, I'm so slow, man.
I took my time checking the seals, checking the issuing city, all the tricky stuff, and then I got stung by a dodgy expiry date again. A very stinky effort. Next up, my guard friend popped by.
You detained 5 people.
I should have made $12.50 from that, but apparently his wife was sick, so he couldn't pay me the full amount just now. Well, my entire family is sick, so I think I win, but whatever. He said he'd pay the difference later. Really, I should have been grateful for anything, considering how this day was going so far. This next fella had no entry permit. Denied. By now, I absolutely loved easy denials like that. It was so quick, it was clear cut, and you knew you were right, instead of worrying you'd miss something. The next in line also had no entry permit, but then I realized his name was Mikhail Saratov.
Alright, I'll let you in. I don't care. I don't care. You can come in. You're part of EZIC. The order rises. Get in there.
And so I let him in on behalf of the order. But that was my 3rd citation for the day, and it came with a -5 credit penalty. Brutal. Approved, with no mistakes, thank goodness.
Dmitry Skololkov.
I was on the ball spotting a forgery, thank goodness.
You got a forgery, mate.
These detentions were good news. They'd turn into a bit of cash once the guard got his act together. It's worth highlighting that I was not a big fan of people arriving with a work visa. They gave me a whole extra document to look over. But this day ended with a correct approval as all was in order.
That was a bad day, man. My uncle has died. A strange man brought money unchecked to burn it. Huh? I can get $1,000 from EZIC? If I'm getting 1,000 credits, there's no way it doesn't end in disaster if I don't burn this. But on the other hand, if I don't take it, my son and mother-in-law will die. I'm just gonna take it and see what happens, dude.
I'd earned a pathetic $25, and after suffering a $5 penalty and paying rent, I was gonna be $5 in debt. So this random $1,000 was timely.
Greston Metro halted, tunnel cave-in hints at sabotage. I'm gonna get killed for sure. I just took a bribe from insurgents.
I also bought another booth upgrade, so I could now press tab to whip out the stamps. But I had a pressing concern, because this weird bloke looked like he was going to get me in trouble.
There was a problem at Metro last night.
We think it is not accident. We think it is caused by a suspicious group. We think some members passed through this checkpoint.
So we come to talk to you.
I have never heard a better Eastern European accent in my life.
Some kind of symbol for a group. I would definitely give you information. I would. Denied.
Inspector, I promise I've never seen that symbol in my entire life ever before, never. It's definitely not on a weird cipher thingo that is on my desk literally right now. But I'll be sure to let you know if I see anything suspicious.
I've evaded capture, that's good.
There were no new rules to consider today, so I was back on the grind, trying my best to be quick and accurate. One correct approval, then this diplomat didn't have a seal on their diplomatic authorization, so that was straight to after-school detention.
And it got Javish. Looks good to me.
It was indeed good. To me.
Give my card to any engineers you meet. I come back in a few days. Pay you 5 credits for each engineer that calls me. Okay.
Helping this guy recruit some engineers sounded perfect, as it was an opportunity to make up to 20 extra credits. Next up, a denial due to an expiry date issue, and I was doing pretty well, managing to be thorough in my assessments.
What is this on the wall? Recognized for sufficiency? Impressive. Why even bother with plaque? Excuse me?
This woman was very rude about my sufficient plaque, but her paper was all in order. Another correct approval for Sasha Brogos. But I should highlight this again. After every approval, I was anxious. I was dreading the noise of a citation printing to inform me that I had made a mistake like a big dingus. But on this day, that dastardly noise never arrived. I handed over the first of the engineer's business cards to this lady, and I was most pedantic about checking issuing cities and any MOA seals. And it paid off as the next 3 approvals went through, no worries.
Arena Romanov. Another explosion? What the heck, man? A class 7 apartment is available. Move to class 7 because I'm so... No, if I do that, they'll be like, where'd you get the money from? Keep giving them food. Keep giving them... Why is the food's cheaper? The food's $5 cheaper because I don't have to feed my dead uncle.
In the chaos, I forgot to pay much attention to the death of my dear uncle. But yes, that was very sad. Many tears were shed. But on the other hand, saving $5 a day on food sure was handy.
Another bomber slips through. It wasn't my fault, dude, alright? New director? I got a new boss. Stricter protocols, yeah. I've heard that before, it doesn't seem to work.
The new director was not satisfied with our treatment of foreigners. From now on, all foreigners required an ID supplement. The ID supplement details their height, weight, a distinguishing feature, and a thumbprint. And it also had an expiry date that I of course needed to check.
Is he bald? Matching data, yeah, good stuff. Awadi Khalid.
This wasn't exactly complicated info for me to check, it was just more. More on top of more. So many little details, so many random pieces of paper all over my desk.
Coming to work? Are you an engineer? I've got so many flaming documents for you, dude.
You add one of those work forms to the mix and it was chaos. I'd love to tell you that I came up with a great system for checking everything thoroughly, but not really. I generally checked that the names matched first, then the passport numbers, but the way I confirmed the rest of the details changed from person to person because I was just scrambling, trying to be quick, which was really not a good plan because without a firm methodology, things get overlooked. But on this day, so far so good. The first 2 approvals were correct. The guard Selensk gave me my detention bonus, only 5 credits, kind of sad, and I made an ingenious discovery.
I just realized there's a height thing right behind them to verify the height.
Another correct approval, but these were taking painfully long to process. Give me a quick reason to deny this woman, please. But no, that didn't happen, another slow approval, but at least it was correct. This guy was a footballer who lost his ID card. He tried giving me a pennant instead, but that was not gonna charm me.
Arstotzka ass kickers, Division 1 champs.
Okay, it was pretty charming, but still, I wasn't gonna let him through.
Too bad, bro. Oh, wrong button. No, I didn't want to do that. I can change it, right?
I stamped it with denied about 8 times before handing it back, and thankfully the accidental approval was buried. The next guy was an engineer, so I handed over one of the business cards the bloke yesterday gave me.
He's got killer sideburns. True.
Approved. Next up, a number mismatch. Detained. And my final customer. He whinged about how annoying it was to get an ID supplement on top of all the other documents. And I caught him out due to an incorrect issuing city on the passport. Detained. No citations on this day 13, but it was a pretty slow day.
Uh-oh. How do you know about my new wealth? The neighbors reported my new wealth. How did they know about it?
I really shouldn't have bought that new Ferrari. It was a bit of a giveaway. And so that $1,000 was confiscated, and I was under investigation. But I did have the $40 from today's efforts. That meant no heat and no food, but at least some medicine for all 3 sickly dinguses in my family. In the morning, the newspaper claimed Arstotzka was a criminal safe haven. And guess what that means? More work for me. I didn't mind this one too much though. I now had photos of some wanted criminals on the daily bulletin. Assuming I was on the ball, this could make for some very quick processing, simply throwing criminals into detention. As was often the case, the very first visitor after being given a new rule was an opportunity to exercise said rule. This bloke was a wanted criminal.
Wait, he said, funny we see you here when we're looking for criminals. He said, criminals? What are you saying? Are they wanted for no reason? Like, How am I supposed to trust the Ministry of Justice?
Yeah, that exchange kind of made it seem like that arrest was manufactured as a way for the Ministry of Justice to post a stat for the news. Like, look, we arrested a wanted criminal, we're addressing the problem. But whatever, I'm not paid enough to care about that. After one more painstaking but thankfully correct approval, my good friend showed up.
Large gift was mistake. Ministry of Information now investigates your connection to EZIC. New agent comes today, will solve problem, deny at own risk.
Well, at least my new friends were going to try help me out of this mess. Next up, an engineer. Have a business card. Approved. This fella's passport said female, the scan said otherwise.
You are a mustachioed man.
Detained. Next up, another wanted criminal. At least according to the Ministry of Justice's bulletin, which could well be mythology. But again, that's above my pay grade. Detained.
Get detained so I make money.
As soon as this guy showed up, he said he made a small mistake and asked for his papers back. Too slow, mate. Detained. I love detaining. Genuinely though, all the detaining was glorious. Not only would I get a cheeky bonus from my guard friend, it was also way quicker than slogging through checking every detail for an approval, which is what the next lady required. And then my second EZIC friend from the cipher finally showed up. At this point, I was all in on the EZIC revolution stuff, so I sent her through, which of course resulted in a citation since she didn't have all her papers, but hopefully she'd pull off some good work for the cause. And more importantly, hopefully she'd help save me from the state investigation into my finances. I caught another issuing city discrepancy. I was doing pretty well with these now after the early shockers. Detained. And to end the day, I denied a lady with an expired ID supplement.
Your son is sick and needs medicine. Booth upgrade available. Rulebook shortcuts. That does sound useful.
I got through 10 people on day 14. Unbelievable. After paying for heat, medicine, and buying a booth upgrade, I was able to save $5 overnight. The paper told of how my EZIC friends had been busy.
Government headquarters in Paradiso evacuated. Strange gas detected. Staff safe records missing. Breakthrough spinal surgery perfected. Oh, there's some good news.
The first lady of the day had short curly hair, but the ID supplement said her hair was long and straight. Fingerprints were the way to sort out this discrepancy, but my ongoing bullheadedness prevailed. I yet again did not actually check her prints, but I got away with it. And then things got a little spicy.
Death to us. No, do not want. What do I do? What do I do? I gotta. It's beeping. Should we evacuate? For that little thing? No, of course not. Just disable it. Open the cover. This is the poorest bomb I ever see. A simple mind created this. Just cut the wires in order. This is connected to 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, all down. Back to work. We should close the checkpoint. No, I need to earn money. Give the bomb to me. I sell materials and give you a cut. Oh, I'm glad he was all over that one. He didn't panic at all. He's like, what is this crap bomb?
So that was dramatic, except it wasn't, because my unflappable mate Salensk had absolutely no respect for the fact that we could have exploded. This guy sort of looked like Georgie, so that was a good reason to let him through. Also, his papers were in order. And this lady got the fourth and final engineering business card.
Small head. She does have a small head.
That was enough to let her through. Also, her papers were in order.
Glad I checked that. I almost didn't check that. You don't know anything about it? Get detained. Boom. Get detained.
The hooded weirdo reappeared, asking me to return the coded documents. I did so and was handed a note.
Read quickly, return to messenger. You have done well. Both agents now operating. When Arstotzka was born, the order fulfilled same role as today. When tyranny ends, we will disappear again. Okay, please don't get me in trouble.
After one clean approval, I was once again stung by my profound stupidity when it came to fingerprints. The photos didn't match, so of course the fingerprint thingo came out, and as usual I didn't check it.
Glory to Arstotzka. I mean, he said glory to Arstotzka. How could I possibly deny him? What did I get wrong? It said James Konowski, did it not?
The record on file had the right name, but that's because I pulled that file for that name, so of course it had that name on it. You've got to check the prints on file against the prints of the human in front of you to verify that the name that they claim they have actually belongs to them. Do you understand what I'm saying? Why am I trying to explain this to my past self? There's absolutely no point. Everyone knows that I'm a massive goose by this point. And there was one more denial to end the day.
Why does my whole family need medicine again? The Ministry of Income has cleared all wrongdoing. My savings will not be returned. That's interesting.
It's important to stress this because it was kind of insane. That $1,000 allowed me to actually feed, heat, and medicate my family 2 days in a row, probably saving them from dying. And it helped me to stabilize financially, although stabilize might be a strong word. I'm pretty sure I would not have been able to pay rent on at least one of those days, and I'm not sure if that would have been game over or what, but what a timely random $1,000. I was worse than broke again now, but the 2 days I was able to spend that windfall really helped me hang in there.
Ministries fight over staff, qualified guards, soldiers in demand.
Since guards were so in demand, the border had lost a few, and now I was in charge of controlling trespassers. I was given a key that would open up a drawer with a tranquilizer gun, should the need arise.
You detained 8 people. 20 bucks?
My good friend Zelensk was being reassigned, but the detaining bonus would still apply. He just sent it to my apartment every second day.
I think I got 20 bucks and then 5 bucks extra for the bomb parts. I actually have some money.
After so much stress, barely hanging in there for so long, this injection of cash made me feel like maybe, just maybe, my mother-in-law wouldn't die to sickness. Except then I immediately missed an invalid expiration date, which got me a citation, which was the opposite of helpful to my financial situation.
Missing the expiry date is like ridiculous.
I got this next one right, thankfully.
Surgery I need is outlawed in Kalechia, even so I do not trust the doctors there. Only Arstotzka have skilled surgeons.
If I wanted as much money as possible, I would have pocketed her bribe and then denied her anyway, to ensure I earned the $5 salary as well. But I guess I do have a heart, sometimes.
What I really should do is come up with a systematic approach to like carefully actually checking everything. But I just don't.
Old mate engineer showed up, somewhat thankful for my help recruiting.
They were civil engineers useless. I need mechanicals, I told you. Anyway, is okay. Last guy very sharp. Thanks for the help. I got the hidden Arstotzka token and 20 bucks. Hope. There's hope for Australians.
I got some money from my guard friend, the surgery bribe, and 20 credits from Mr. Engineer. Finally, some cash I could rely on to help my family.
Not my uncle though, he's already dead.
And it's just as well I was getting all this over-the-counter money, because my processing was sloppy today.
What am I wrong about there? Invalid name. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad, bro. All right, I need it. Wait. What am I doing? I shot him. I shot him dead. Only my mother-in-law is sick. I made $45 extra. It's a miracle.
I had a measly 4 people processed for just 20 credits salary, but my accurate gun work earned a 20 credit sharpshooter bonus, so I was actually ahead in the money department for the first time in weeks. I chose to skip food today so that I'd keep an unbelievably impressive 40 credits saving overnight. The newspaper warned further breaches were predicted at my lovely border post. Sounds fun. And day 17 began with a different guard introducing himself. Sergio, who grew up in the same place as me. He promised he'd keep me safe. Honestly, in the context of this tough game, his kindness was actually quite lovely. You can see him right here. He's the green guard. Green for friend.
You are female. My bad.
After letting that lovely lady through, my other friend showed up yet again.
Border attacks are not EZIC operations. Good. Unknown extremist groups responsible. The order aims to weaken corrupt power centers, not injure innocents. EZIC agent arrives today to uncover extremists. How do I know who it is?
I received a funky piece of paper, which I guess would help me figure out who to let in. I identified a criminal from the wanted photos, but then I had a thought as to how to use this thing.
If I put it on there, it'll say something. Probably not that. It'll probably say EZIC, right? Because there's the Z there. Probably say E, yeah.
I had an approval, correctly given, and then a fella with a glorious pink hoodie got me on a cheeky one. I don't think I'd been checking people's heights very carefully, and that laxness came back to bite me, because this guy was not 199 centimeters tall.
Invalid height? No. Was it because of his hat? I actually checked the height, I swear.
Okay, so maybe I did check the height. But in that case, clearly I don't know how centimeters work. Next up, this journalist thought he could get in with an international press ID. No entry permit, no work permit. For some reason, I decided to let him in. I guess I hoped he'd get the truth out there. What truth? I'm not sure.
You're the slowest inspector. No wonder I started to screw. Shut up, bro. I let you in when I shouldn't have. I let you in because I want you to report on all the tyranny.
I can't believe I did that. I had a denial due to expiration date issues, and then this lady's passport seemed to line up perfectly.
Yeah, you're... but now I already let 2 people in. One accidentally and one on purpose because I don't know. The others do not agree, but I believe the man in red is not a threat. What? Never mind. The man in red is not a threat? What man?
Go forth and uncover the extremists, EZIC lady, and I'll try my best not to go bankrupt.
Huckable Huizkvinek.
And one last approval to round out the day.
My son's birthday. A small package arrived. Booth upgrade. Double click for quick inspect. I got a $20 EZIC gift. Okay, that's helpful. Everyone's cold, sick, and hungry. I'm just going to spend everything, including the upgrade, and then hopefully I can get things slightly under control. I really need to lock in, man. Arstotzka's frail border. United Fed reporter exposes lack of protocols. You were supposed to report on the systemic issues, and instead all you reported on is how much I suck at my job. Why did I let you in?
After unfavorable international press, I now needed to accompany any denials with a reason for denial stamp. After interrogating people about a discrepancy, the stamp would appear. For example, this woman had no passport, so that was an easy denial. And my first opportunity to use this extra stamp, giving this lady a clear explanation as to why I'd crushed her hopes and dreams. I had an approval. I had a dude who admired the football pennant on the wall. He said he remembered that game, but I think he was just trying to distract me. His ID card said he was 154 centimeters tall, but he was actually closer to 174. Uh-oh, not the fingerprints. Hang on, what's this? I actually used the fingerprints properly? Unbelievable. And this is the same guy. How the heck did he get 20 centimeters taller? Must be wearing heels, I guess. I had another denial, expiry date issue, and here's me rambling, trying to be thorough for the next guy, just to give you a little demonstration of my elite work ethic.
Maxwell Villard, passport number matches, enter buy is fine, expiry date fine, mail, yeah, photo seems fine, Antegria Orovich Vorna, that doesn't match up. Sorry, dude. Issuing city is incorrect. Detain.
The next guy said he used to be a border inspector, just like me. He worked in the United Federation, and apparently he denied most people. Over there, they use computers now, and as a result, they can now deny people much faster. Music to my ears. But then, ironically, he didn't have his papers in order, so he was slapped with a denial.
So this is what it feels like.
Next up, I had a wanted criminal detained after seeing his head on the wanted bulletin, and this day was going swimmingly. But then someone jumped the wall. But honestly, I don't mind the opportunity to flex a little bit of my sharpshooting prowess.
Boof. Boofed him. Right in the butt. My son's birthday is tomorrow. My uncle's dead. He wants an expensive crayon set.
I gotta say, the best thing about shooting terrorists in the butt is that they give you a juicy $20 sharpshooter bonus. And with that bonus, plus going without heat, you can afford to buy your son a ridiculous 25 credits worth of crayons. A couple of weeks ago, my uncle died because I was too poor, but now I was rich enough to give my son a banger birthday. I was moving up in the world.
Importer begins trade sanctions. Immediately restricts all imports from Arstotzka.
At work, my new friend Sergio thanked me for my shooting efforts yesterday, and I read that Arstotzka was retaliating to those trade sanctions by denying all travelers from Impor.
If you are from Impor, you may not come in.
The first lady was from Impor, so she may not come in.
Expiry of that, fine. Expiry of that, fine. Female, photo, date of birth.
I continued in a decent flow, yapping to myself as I tried to somewhat methodically check each person's details.
I worked with your father for many years. You were such a little brat.
Oi!
Yeah, I'm not going to be petty. I'll let you through, despite your rudeness to me. I go back to Nursk and tell them you are doing well here. Okay, well, that's kind.
This was another smooth day as I churned through people with solid accuracy, until my favorite Georgie showed up.
62. Your weight is off, bro. Is sad story. My wife, very bad cook. But if I do not eat, she get angry. Oh. He was trying to smuggle something the whole time. I believed in you, bro. I had so much love for you. Is drugs. I have a little side business here. You let me through and I give you something. Something what? 10 credits. You know what? I like this guy. I like this guy. He's got to go.
Georgie is the biggest legend ever. So what if he smuggles drugs? And with a $10 bribe, I effectively made the same profit even with the citation. So I was all smiles.
A lot of these people are really quite tall. 184 centimeters is tall.
Another approval to round out a fairly chill day 19.
My son has drawn a picture for me to take to work. Clearly worth. No one's hungry, so we're just going to put the heat on and at least I'm sitting on $30 savings. Things are looking up. I may not kill any more of my family. My uncle was a sacrifice I was willing to make. Worth it. Worth it. $25.
As I read that Impor had backed down on its sanctions, and therefore I was allowed to let their citizens in once more, my boss wandered up to the booth. He was immediately rude and expressed outrage at the crap hanging on the wall, saying my pay would be docked for this violation.
Oh, come on, bro.
So I took those down to appease the boss, and he was at least reasonably happy with my job performance, because apparently 14 citations isn't too bad. He gave me another crappy plaque, and told me to let his friend through.
Proof of entry, she's Shea Pedrovska. I didn't want to hear of any trouble to her. Glory to Arstotzka.
As soon as he left, I put my stuff back on the wall. What a rebel. And I made sure to remember the woman's name, because I'd hate to enrage my boss further by turning back his lady friend. And then it was back to business. But you never get much time to just grind out an honest day's work, because here comes my weird hooded friend.
Assassin coming from Antegria will target important EZIC agent in Arstotzka, must be stopped. His name is Khaled Istom. Do not forget, Khaled Istom. Khaled Istom. How many random people am I going to have to stop today? What's this? Do not touch powder. Oh, wait, I gotta give this to Khalid Ostem?
Yeah, I guess I was gonna have to poison someone later today. And then I finally got my head around fingerprint stuff.
I did not understand this fingerprint thing the entire time. I'm so dumb. I was looking at this and thinking that it printed out that was his name the whole time.
I was only punished for being an idiot with the fingerprints a couple of times, which is proof that in this world, you can mostly get away with unknowingly being an absolute dingus. In light of this profound truth, I'd like to warn you. Yes, you. You may in fact be an absolute dingus too, without even knowing it. At least I hope so, because I need some company. I let through a female that I had to scan in order to verify her femaleness, and then another journalist showed up, thinking she could gain entry with just a press pass. Not this time. Get out of here.
Where's your ID supplement? Oh, you've got it, do you? How about you give it to me the first time? Stop wasting my time, Hayden Noble, you big buffhead.
Hayden the Buffhead gave me another chance to flex my incredible skills with fingerprint comparison. Look how good I am at it. Detained. I had a smooth approval, and then my target showed up. Istom Khaled, an assassin according to Ezek. I was gonna do the task they'd given me, but I needed to figure out how to use the poison. Throwing it at him didn't work, and the words "do not touch powder" apparently weren't particularly persuasive, because I may have touched the powder.
What did I just do? What did I just do? I killed myself.
Remember all that talk about being an absolute dingus? Here's some more proof. I had to start day 20 again.
I was trying to give it to the dude. It did say don't touch it. Quick, I can take this stuff off the wall now. Aha, it was all planned, so I didn't get docked any pay.
It's true, I did strategically poison myself in order to avoid losing some money. When I received the powder from my Ezek friend, I had a better look this time and realized the paper unfolded further than I'd realized.
Oh, a lion powder over passport. That's what I needed to do. Okay.
I then replayed the day, and this is the first time I realized that the majority of people that show up are randomized. Because though this was the same day 20, this was a completely different lineup of people, with different quirks to their processing. Unfortunately, I made one mistake, and then finally my target showed up again. This time, instead of shoveling the powder into my own nostril, I carefully pressed it onto his passport, before approving him entry and handing the now deadly document back to him.
Go forth and die, my friend.
He did indeed go forth and die. Immediately, on his walk down the path, he began to stumble, and soon he was down.
He didn't go far. I suppose I died pretty quickly last time.
A guard wandered over to check on the fallen Khalid Istom, and I guess that's what you call collateral damage.
Oh, this guy died too. Oh, that's some serious poison, man. What do we want to do about this, huh?
And so day 20 ended, rather dramatically. I received a small Ezek gift of 20 credits as thanks for my murderous assistance. And after giving medicine to my son, I went to bed with $45 in savings.
Mysterious poison hospitalizes several.
Hospitalized or dead? I don't know, I feel like I killed them. But apparently we were now granting asylum to some people. So I was gonna have to check for valid grants of asylum, another new document in the mix. I was done in by the first lady. She said she was visiting relatives for 2 days, but her entry permit said she was passing through for 2 days. Should have caught that one. And then someone with a grant of asylum showed up. These entrants do not require an entry permit or ID supplement. Just the grant of asylum gets the job done, as it pretty much combines those two other documents, with fingerprints added into the mix for certainty. Thankfully, I was able to let this first asylum seeker in with no issues. I feel like earlier in the game you get hit day after day with new things you've got to figure out, which, along with feeling like I had to be quick, made things very stressful. But by this point, things felt somewhat smoother, as I wasn't having quite so many new things thrown at me. Although this was new, this guy wanted me to reject his entry, because he'd found a better job in Impor, and he wanted an excuse to get out of his job in Arstotzka. He threw in a bribe, so I figured why not. Although that was my second citation today already, so it was a little risky. After a clean approval, I had another fella show up who needed some kindness.
I come back in 3 days with the right papers to prove I give you something important. It's special family treasure.
He gave me a fancy watch to hold as collateral, and a little bribe too. But I didn't want a penalty for my third citation, so I decided to deny him. Detain. He said give the watch back and I detained him. Oh dear. I will not leave without the watch. It's an expensive gift from my cousin. Only needs a new battery. Tell the guards to keep away. Give back my watch. What's gonna happen here, bro? He got smashed in the head. Okay, I'm a bad person. And that is why you shouldn't hand over your bribe until after the person you're bribing gives you what you want. To finish out the day, some dude got a bit rambunctious on his motorbike.
Ah, give me the gun. What the heck? How did I blow up his entire bike? Flaming terrorist attacks are pretty regular. My sister has been arrested. Her young daughter needs a home. I sold the digital watch on my way home. How much did I sell the watch for? 10 bucks. Not a bad day, man. Adopt niece. Oh, man. I already let my uncle die. Am I really gonna adopt my niece just to let her die? Like, what are we doing here, man? I made a lot of money out of bribes and stealing a watch today, so I feel like surely I gotta balance the deeds by adopting my niece.
The real miracle is that I was able to afford $40 to adopt her, and I even had $40 savings left over. The newspaper made the point that the Greston border checkpoint was like a magnet for terror attacks. True. And on December 14th, there were no new rules to consider, but I received some kind words from the guard Sergio, who had managed to survive yesterday's carnage.
Checkpoint has more action than in the war. Anyway, you're doing well, keep it up.
And it was back to business, trying to be thorough.
Gregory Reaper. It is a discrepancy. That's so minor. It's a U instead of a Y? Oh, it's the ass kickers guy. This guy wants his banner back so he can keep the front seat in the team bus. He's giving me 10 bucks for it, so that's fine.
I approved the footballer, I approved the next fella after questioning him about his passport photo, and then Georgie was back for more action. It's my friend!
It's a mystery you lost weight. Maybe things get too sexy in here? You got stuff on your leg again, just for little harmless drugs. You know what? $10 again. I gotta approve him. So they told me this was a hard business. So far everything's smooth like ice thanks to me. Yeah, that's because I really like you, bro, because you're hilarious.
Other than that, it was a chill day, as I approved, detained, and approved the next 3 visitors.
My niece brought her mother's savings. Oh, she brought $100. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
I had another opportunity to move to a Class 7 apartment, which cost 30 credits rent, up from 25, but the heat still costs 10 each day. I guess it's a nicer apartment, but I was really more concerned with managing my money.
Let's move to Class 7. I don't know what the point is, but let's just do it. Polio resurfaces in United Fed. I gather we'll probably have a new rule not to let in any... Why is this guy red? I assumed I'd get a rule to not let people from United Fed in because they have polio.
There was no rule yet. I guess the outbreak was somewhat contained. It was just another day at the office. At some point, checking for forged seals on entry permits had slipped out of my workflow, so I completely missed that this guy's permit was forged.
I did stuff something up. It was forged? Khalid dealt with. Another assassin comes. Man in red. Carries info on all Ezek in Arstotzka. Cannot take chances. You must kill him today. We will provide opportunity. If succeed, you will be caught. Must sacrifice self for Arstotzka. Family will be safe. What?
I wasn't a particularly big fan of that plan, but the hooded weirdo handed over a key and the day continued. As I anticipated the moment I'd have my chance to shoot the man in red. After cleanly processing a few people, some approvals, some detentions, the moment was about to arrive.
I'm always like holding my breath, waiting for a citation. Oh. Oh, I did it. I shouldn't have done it. What did I do that for? I'm under arrest for the murder of an innocent. I think I got collateral as well. Someone died behind the red guy. I got 2 birds, 1 stone situation. That was an achievement though. Kill the man in red for Ezek. The penalty is death. Oh dear. Well, you know, it happens. A note appears from under the cell door. Inspector, family is safe. Target eliminated, but other problems arise. Replacement inspectors not cooperative. Ezek activities hindered. Oh dear. We cannot provide further support. Ezek to hibernate again. Family will be taken to Obristan. Good luck. I feel like losing me as a useful... Oh my gosh. I got ending 9 of 20? There are 20 endings? So I feel like them getting me to kill someone and get myself arrested was not worth it.
No, it seems like a bit of a fail. And you may recall a few days back, an Ezek agent had actually said she didn't think the man in red was that much of a threat. I think that was kind of a clue. It's all good though, we go again, restarting day 23. Things went similarly, except when the kerfuffle broke out, I did not use my new key to whip out the rifle. But I did get out my trank gun to shoot at the bloke who climbed the barrier. And I continued to be amused by how happy I was about terrorist attacks, because it always resulted in me getting a bonus for shooting my gun. Day 24 began with an update. Arstotzka nationals from the Alton region were under suspicion, so I was now required to confiscate the passports of anyone from that region.
Oh no! It's my friend! My best friend Georgie. He's on the wanted criminals list, which is totally accurate. He is definitely a criminal. There's no way I'm turning him in though.
This first fella was from the Alton region, so it was time to confiscate. I chucked his passport in my fancy new confiscation drawer, and instead of his passport back, I gave him this visa slip. He was otherwise all good, so I hit him with the big green approved.
You need your passport back. It's been confiscated. What do you mean? Contact number on slip for recovery. You can just hand it back. It has been filed. I cannot give it back. I'm not leaving without passport. Well, you're getting detained then, aren't you?
This guy could not believe his rights were being violated in this manner.
I don't know what you mean by right. Who has a right to do anything in a glorious nation? Don't be silly. Get smacked in the head.
Nadia Petrova, the asylum seeker, was up next. Approved. I was now once again on the ball checking issuing cities. True Glorian was misspelled on this passport. A telltale sign of forgery. Detained. And then the hooded Ezek agent returned to admonish me.
We have missed our chance. Man in red survives. He now targets Ezek agents in Kalechia. Our plans must adapt. Okay, the plans are adapting with those guys apparently. I don't know what that means exactly. I don't know if that head matches that body, but... Oh crap. I didn't mean to do that. No, get out. What am I doing, bro?
After that moment of malfunction, I approved the beautiful man, even though I accidentally stamped several reasons for denial on his passport. I confiscated another passport from a man from the Alton region. He didn't get as cranky as the last guy, thankfully. And then I was once again punished for not paying attention to the seals on the entry permits. I think I'd completely forgotten what I was supposed to be looking for, and I was also just completely forgetting to check in the first place. But that red seal was off. When the MOA initials are on the seal like that, it's supposed to be a circle seal, not a square with rounded edges.
No, he wasn't it was forged. Dang it, bro.
Among the 300 other things I checked for, I never did get very good at checking those flamin' seals.
Everything is definitely okay with me. For sure, I'm not in criminal bulletin or anything. I gotta shake him down first. How do I shake him down? Let's shake him down. Your face is wanted. What? I pay police like crazy. They promise no bulletin. All clear, they say. I think twice about trusting friendly people. Well, offer me a bribe, dude. Where's my bribe? I don't want to detain him. He's my favorite. He's my favorite. I know risky to help me like this. I try to make it up for you. Okay. Next time I'll get a bribe.
What can I say? I had a soft spot for the legendary Georgie, and so I let his many transgressions slide yet again.
Forged entry permit. It's an issue with the stamp? What am I missing? That's happened to me twice now, and I'm like confused about what I got wrong.
As you can tell, I was still upset about that forged entry permit citation. I had no idea.
What was the forgery? I don't know what the forgery was. He's taller than 169 centimeters if you count the mohawk. Am I just supposed to do this? Is that what I needed to do? I need to do it every time, but I just get lazy because I got so many things to do.
That was one last approval to round out the day.
Your son is sick and needs medicine. Of course he flamin' is.
But all things considered, I was doing pretty well financially.
Full-blown epidemic threatens United Fed. Previously under control. Polio back with a vengeance. Surely I'm not going to be letting people in. Friend, how are you? I have a small favor to ask. During the war, I met a beautiful girl. Yesterday, I received word that she's finally coming here. Please let her pass and I will be in your debt. Her name is Elisa.
He gave me a locket with her head on it.
Oh, lovely. Didn't my boss ask me to let someone through the other day? I don't know if I ever saw them come. Did I forget? United Federation citizens present a risk of spreading infectious disease. Deny all entrance from United Federation.
I still had to confiscate Alton District passports too. This woman was from United Fed, so I could have sent her packing. But I didn't notice, and instead discovered she was trying to smuggle something. Overall, a great outcome, because I of course make extra money when I detain people.
What is this drawing on the wall? My dog can do better. Excuse me? Why are you roasting my son?
This guy's documents had discrepant names, and there was no listed alias, so he was denied. He accused me of denying him because of his rude comment. I had another detainee, and then a rather interesting blue note.
You are hot like fire. You, object of desire. You, again, wrap my heart in wire. Approved. Approved my visa. What? I'm not gonna allow you in because you gave me a blue post-it note. But I gave you such a lovely note. Your document not good. Life sucks. Nobody loves me. Okay. Life sucks. Nobody loves me. But at least you got an entry permit. Thanks, I guess.
I confiscated another passport, and you may notice this diplomat's authorization does not list Arstotzka as a nation to which he has unconditional access. You may also notice this is Shay Pizovska, the woman my boss wanted me to let through. I did not notice either of these things. I didn't realize her document was out of order. I didn't realize she was my boss's lady friend. So I accidentally let her through when I shouldn't have, which is what my boss wanted me to do, so it is what I should have done. Accidentally. I don't know.
I hope Dmitry tires more easily now. I don't want to stay long in Arstotzka.
I think she just gave us all way more information than we needed.
No diplomatic access to... What do you mean?
So that is the story of how I completely, accidentally heeded my boss's wishes.
Is this Elvis? Eric Bredoshkovich.
I let Elvis through, and that was the end of another day in paradise.
The risk of the disease is too great. A new protocol has been instituted. All entrants must carry a valid certificate of vaccination with an up-to-date polio vaccine.
I realized I could open the locket, of course, because that's what you do with lockets, but I was worried that I'd somehow missed Elisa yesterday.
Oh no, I've got the flaming certificate of vaccination to look at.
Another day, another document.
He got polio and Hep B back in 81. Valid for 3 years.
I needed to check if the polio vaccinations were still valid, and there was a name and passport number on the certificate of vaccination too, so those of course needed to be correct as well. After another approval of a thoroughly vaccinated bald guy, I was relieved to discover I in fact did not miss Sergio's friend Elisa yesterday, because here she was.
Give her the thing. I only have Sergio left. I gave it to her. He's waiting for you, my love. I miss him. Get in there. Go. Let your love blossom.
I didn't even check her documents at all. I just wanted love to blossom.
She was missing everything, bro. She probably has polio and she's gonna bring down the entire nation. All in the name of love.
I didn't actually notice, but Sergio ran to greet her, and they had a long embrace before walking down the path a little further. And then they embraced some more, before separating because Sergio had to get back to work.
Wait, what happened over here? Oh, I think she gave Sergio a hug. Or she's claiming her papers in order? That's a giveaway. That probably not.
I meticulously scanned all 4 of her documents. She was here to work, so that added a flamin' work pass to the mix. And it turns out I should have just trusted her. The papers were indeed in order.
You don't look male. You know nothing about it. Interesting. Passport is mine. It's been confiscated. How will I travel? You won't. Today's going pretty smooth. Are you a criminal? I think you are. I can spot a criminal. Oh, what the heck? I wanted to deny this criminal. Was that good sharpshooting? I was just about to detain this criminal. That would have been more money for me. My son is sick again. Of course he is.
But that was a pretty smooth day 26, no doubt.
Coordinated border breach. Unknown assailants swamp security. I mean, they didn't swamp us, man. I shot them. I shot them dead within seconds. Elisa is so happy here. She doesn't have polio, does she? She says our first son will have my name. Floydson. This is fine, but I told her I want a daughter first. Floyd daughter. It is not much, but we have found a small way to thank you. Elisa will deliver it to your home. I hope that helps. Tomorrow I'm transferred to another post.
Farewell, Sergio, you lovely man. Make many children and name all of them after me.
Entry permit and ID supplement have been consolidated into a single access permit. Thank goodness for that.
The number of documents flying around had been getting a little wild, so this was a welcome change. And here's an example of an access permit. As you can see, way more info on the one document, but this was, as I said, more than welcome.
I gotta look at different spots everywhere on this to figure out what the hell's going on.
Although it did take a little getting used to. Apparently, Ezek had formulated a new plan, because here arrived my friend.
Government plans to yield to Kalechian demands and further cede Greston. Negotiations must be impeded. Allow Kalechian diplomat entry, but confiscate passport first. Ezek agent will follow to assume identity. Oh, I'm gonna have an Ezek agent pretend to be the Kalechian diplomat? Ooh, this is some spy games, bro. I like this.
Though there was a lot to check for each entrant, I was reasonably snappy about it thanks to several weeks of experience by this point. But still, an Arstotzkan citizen was always welcome, because ID cards certainly are way easier to check than access permits. The biggest thing that slowed me down was my paranoia about the seals on those access permits. I still didn't feel confident as to what exactly I was looking for, so I was using inspection mode to be certain. And all the while, I of course still feared the devastating sound of a citation being printed.
Hope I didn't miss anything. Please tell me I didn't miss anything. Yeah, we're good. I like that. Okay, well, I'm gonna confiscate this, and I'm gonna give you approval. I'm confiscate your passport, friend. I'm a collection diplomat here on government request. Return passport at once. Call number on slip to recover. Barbarian. No, not barbarian. Nothing so crude as that. I'm just a traitor.
That obviously earned a citation because I'd confiscated the passport for an invalid reason, and that invalid reason was indeed betrayal of my country. After approving this fella, the Ezek agent showed up.
Give his passport to me. You're the guy? Here you go. I look much as the same as him. Yeah, you look exactly the same. I just need to shave my mustache. But we all must make sacrifices. You'll sacrifice your mustache in the cause for glory. All right. We've successfully inserted a Ezek agent to pretend to be the Kalechian diplomat at the upcoming negotiations. Great news, great news. I didn't even get a citation for it. How did that happen?
To end the day, I sent this lady back due to her expired passport.
A young woman dropped off something. A small package arrived. A Class 6 apartment is available. Oh, Lisa gave me $100 worth. Ezek gift as well, because I helped to infiltrate. And let's move to Class 6. We're going up in the world. Heat only costs 5 per day in Class 6.
Rent would be 40 per day, but I figured I might as well. Thanks to Elisa and Sergio's gift, I had plenty of money. Somehow.
Kalechians are crazy. Bizarre behavior from top negotiator spoils talks.
By the sound of that, our Ezek spy put in some good work at the negotiations. Meanwhile, the crackdown on Arstotzkan citizens intensified. My passport confiscating shenanigans were no longer reserved for the people of the Alton region. I was instructed to confiscate all Arstotzkan passports without exception. Clearly, the Ministry of Admissions didn't really trust its own citizens at this point. I felt like a grizzled veteran of the border post by this point. This bloke had an entry permit. Get with the times. We work with access permits these days.
It makes my job easier. I don't care about your job.
And honestly, the financial pressure was off me. It seemed the rest of my family were gonna remain in good health, somehow. So I could have relaxed a little, but I was still determined to avoid mistakes.
Bet you have no real strength. Come to gym, I make you big. I guarantee you get big at Big Town. It's what we do. Oh, what did I get wrong? Invalid district? Crap, I didn't check the district.
And so it went for day 28. As far as days go in this crazy game, day 28 was definitely one of the more chill experiences. Although on the other hand, there was yet another terrorist attack. But honestly, those were pretty chill by this point. I'd experienced so many.
Gotcha. The Ministry of Information has confiscated your family's passports.
What? They'd been confiscating everyone else's passports, so I guess why not ours too?
Serial child killer escapes United Fed prison. Simon Wenz.
I had a very ugly surprise waiting for me on the morning of day 29.
We will be speaking with many workers. Your audit comes soon. There is nothing to fear. Are you sure about that? Work hard. All government workers are subject to a thorough information audit. Involvement with unauthorized groups is grounds for immediate arrest.
Yeah, I already knew that. And probably immediate execution too.
Do not leave your designated region.
That all felt very ominous, as if perhaps I should be fleeing. Before long, Georgie showed up to confirm that fear.
Things getting a little crazy in Arstotzka. Maybe think about going away for a bit. Obristan is a good place. Right next door up north. Our passports have been confiscated. We cannot leave. Hey, that's not a good sign. Hold on. I know a guy. He's gonna help me escape after all this? Need forged Obristan docs? Just give him real passports to work with. He changes info to match for you. I learned that hard way. It looks so real. Approved for entry. Fair rates. No questions asked. Fast turnaround. Conditions on back.
For each forged passport, I'd need 20 credits, plus 5 credits for an entry ticket. And I needed to provide existing Obristan passports, too.
Take my passport. I got another one. I get another one, no problem. Oh, thanks, Georgie.
Helping out Georgie over these past few weeks was certainly paying off. But I was going to need more Obristani passports for my family.
I'm going to need a lot of money as well, though.
My immediate thought was that I wish I hadn't upgraded my apartment twice, which would mean I'd have roughly $200 more in savings. And beyond that, I was now keeping an eye out for Obristani passports to steal, because the situation seemed pretty clear. I had helped the rebel organization over and over, betraying my nation. I was about to be investigated. They were definitely going to figure out what I'd done. I needed to flee the country, and Georgie had given me the chance I needed.
Passport not confiscated. Dang it, dude. I forgot about that.
I detained him, but I was still supposed to confiscate his Arstotzkan passport first. Look at the seal on this access permit. That is the incorrect symbol, but I forgot to check this time.
Forged? How do I know it's forged?
It seemed like most of the time a dodgy seal showed up, I somehow forgot to check, so I barely ever saw an incorrect seal, which meant it felt like I was dealing with a ghost or something. This lady was Obristani, and so even though it was illegal, I confiscated her passport. That meant I now had 2 available for my family to potentially use. That of course resulted in another citation, my 4th for the day. 2 were on purpose, 2 by accident, but the outcome was that I was making no money and had financial penalties piling up, just at the time when I needed to save as much money as possible in order to help my family flee. After feeling pretty bold with my finances, things were now not looking so good. I painstakingly looked over this guy's documents, being very pedantic because I was stressing about all the citations, but it was just one of those days.
Oh, are you kidding me, bro? I'm just capitulating today. Oh, I'm gonna lose all my money. Simon Wenz took her from me. I follow him for many weeks. I know he comes here soon. It is a big favor I ask, but it's important. Let him through if you see him, but take his passport first. I come back, you give me his passport, and I track him down. I make him suffer like he did to Julia. Oh my gosh. Dude, there's too much going on. I love you, Daddy.
That man's daughter was killed by Simon Wenz, and he wanted revenge. That sounded perfectly reasonable to me. But today was not the day for that. No Simon Wenz showed up just yet. Just 2 more randoms who I thankfully managed to process without error.
Your wife found an old family picture. You can now escape to Obristan with 1 family member. I can't afford it. No, dude. $20 in penalties. I mean, I wouldn't be able to afford it anyway. How come I just don't? Oh, dude. Should I just escape on my own? I'm just gonna escape on my own. See you, family. You leave fine everything. Your son, wife, niece. What have I done? And mother-in-law prepare to return to Nursk. Are they gonna get? They're gonna get killed. You board the late train to the Northern Territories. It is nearly empty. You pay for the hastily forged passport and re-entry ticket. They look terrible. You reach the border crossing at dawn. The line is immense. 6 hours later at Obristan Immigration. Your documents. Here. You are entering alone? Yeah, sadly. That wasn't necessarily the plan, but I come to visit relatives, clearly. I do not care where you come. Wait here. Oh dear. Oh dear. Ka-chunk. Welcome to Obristan. Next. Yay! The safety of your son, wife, niece, and mother-in-law unknown. Yeah, it's unknown. Probably not super safe, dude. Oh my gosh, man. Ending 16 of 20.
I was amazed I didn't receive an achievement for abandoning my entire family and escaping, so I did a little research.
Okay, so there is an achievement to escape to Obristan, but you have to bring your entire family with you to get it.
Well, that was not going to happen in this playthrough, so for now I restarted the day to see what would happen if I didn't abandon my family.
It means I get another attempt at this day, and maybe I can do it with less an absolute mess.
I didn't really want Georgie's passport this time because the plan was to not escape, but he forced it onto me, so that was 1 citation.
Oh, what? Invalid birth date? Oh my gosh, I didn't look at her birthday. What did I get wrong here? Invalid height? I didn't check her height. That's the one thing I didn't check.
Yeah, my replay of this day wasn't much better than the first time around. Of course, this time I ignored the opportunity to escape and forged ahead to see what day 30 would hold.
Roadblock to collection resolution. Contested city drives wedge.
The contested city the newspaper referred to was Grestin, the very city where my checkpoint was, of course. Tension was higher than ever. It had been 10 days, so my boss was back for another checkup. I hastily took any illegal paraphernalia off the walls.
Maybe this place is not so bad. With everything going on, checkpoint visit is nice break. You have received 14 citations. There are no more plaques. What? I wanted more plaques.
Despite my profound disappointment about the lack of a plaque, I got on with my day with great professionalism. Second in line was a murderer.
Okay, confiscate his passport on behalf of the dad of the victim, and then approve, let him through so the dad can follow him.
Simon Wenz wandered through the checkpoint without a word, no doubt grateful that he hadn't been detained.
Wanted criminal admitted, but we're gonna do some vigilante justice, so it's fine, don't worry.
And I want to make this point again. I feel like after a shaky, slow start in the game, I got vaguely decent at my job, with quite a few days citation free, and usually only 1, maybe 2 in a day. But at this point, right at the end of the game, I don't know what was going on. I was having a stinker.
Oh, and there's a citation. Invalid issuing city. Shut up, dude.
But then a miracle emerged from the chaos.
Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong. I finally noticed a forgery.
After all these years, I actually noticed a dodgy seal. A miracle indeed. The vengeful father returned and demanded Simon Wen's passport, so I handed it straight over.
He will be easily found. Let me through. Go get him, big fella.
I handed his photo back, and he told me to check the news tomorrow. And for helping him out, I earned the Hidden United Federation token, and an achievement. I continued my streak of questionable border control skills when I received a citation for missing an invalid expiration date. I had yet another stinker when I detained an Arstotzkan citizen, but failed to confiscate his passport.
Oh my gosh, bro.
But on the plus side, at least I was smart enough to actually check people's fingerprints properly now. It wasn't my finest day, 4 citations, 3 of them unforced errors. Due to my terrible performance the last couple of days, my savings were almost depleted. Also, my son was still sick after about 27 days in a row.
Bloody scene in Genestora. Simon Wenz found dead in confusing mess. I may have had a part to play in that. Greston checkpoint future uncertain. Wait, what? The Ministry of Admission is involved in discussions regarding the closure of this checkpoint until the decision is made. Maintain your duties as ordered.
With the uncertainty and the pressure on my job, plus my upcoming audit, there certainly was some tension in the air. I'd stuck my neck out multiple times for Izik, but they were theoretically fighting for a freer Arstotzka, and they were not gonna leave me hanging.
Greston checkpoint is at an end. Today we break this wall down. You will be safe. Hold your fire. The order of the Ezek Star. Okay, so I won't get arrested? Ezek's gonna save me?
By the sound of that, a big attack was coming. So as I processed a few dinguses, the anticipation was building. What dramatic climax was around the corner?
You made a big score? Huge, you have no idea. Anyway, I just want to say thank you. I wait in line just for that. Maybe I quit now. Haha.
I love Georgie.
Okay, it serves to help Georgie no matter what. Look, he gives you a bunch of money and he helps you escape to Obristan. Amazing.
I detained a lady with mismatched passport numbers. I approved the lady with the red hat. And just as Rickus Classens walked up to my booth, the fun kicked off.
Rickus Classens. I'm not shooting. I'm not shooting. Let it happen. Let it happen. This is the Ezek boys, I hope. It looks like it's getting blown up and I'm gonna get blown up. No. Oh my gosh, it's a full-blown invasion. The day was cut short by a terrorist attack. You have rushed home amid the panic at work to check on your family. Your information audit is scheduled for tomorrow morning. You can now escape to Obristan by yourself. I mean, I'm still going to try and save 20 bucks by not feeding my family, even though I'm pretty sure I'm doomed tomorrow.
Apparently, I didn't have faith in the Ezek invasion. I was still worried that the state was going to get me and that I would be screwed.
I think I may be up to... Oh, wait. They overthrew the government. Inspector, it is a glorious day. The border has been pierced. Ezek grows strong while the corrupt and greedy weaken. We are moving you and your family to a better home. Your services as an inspector are no longer required. We need agents. Follow us and together we will complete the revolution. Glory to the new Arstotzka. That was ending 19 of 20.
I had reached day 31, which it turns out is the final day of the game, and I achieved the ending in which Ezek's revolution was successful. Glory to the new Arstotzka indeed.
Design, code, art, music, sound, Lucas Pope. He made it all himself?
Impressive.
Okay, so what if I shoot and stop the invasion this time? See what ending we can get.
I had officially completed my first playthrough, and I got what seems to be the good ending, in which the revolution succeeds and my family is safe. One downside, my uncle died early in the story, but sometimes you gotta take one for the team. However, I only had 3 endings out of 20, and I was missing a bunch of Steam achievements too. So with my first, somewhat chaotic playthrough knocked over, it was time to transition into completionist mode.
This time, I'm gonna stop them. Pooh. Pooh. Sorry, boys. Not this time.
With the Ezek plot thwarted, my audit went ahead, which was bad news.
At least one Ezek member has confessed to receiving your help. What? The execution is scheduled for tonight. That's like, they don't waste any time. The family's safety is unknown. A note appears from under the cell door. Inspector, you have betrayed us at the last moment. Yeah.
This is the ending of a playthrough where you help Ezek, but then change your mind when it matters most. You'd honestly be a bit of a goose to get this ending, but there it was, ending 14 of 20. I then did some research to get an idea of how to get the 8 remaining achievements and 16 remaining endings. You can revisit any day in your save file, which was a massive relief, as I was able to jump in and knock over many of these quickly. It was a lot of fun chasing all these down, because you get to see how choosing to go about things a little differently results in so many colorful different outcomes. I began with this lady on day 4. You may recall this woman who was so excited to see her son after 6 years. Her papers weren't in order though, so first time round I'd chosen to deny her. This time I was merciful. I let her through and earned the hidden import token and an achievement. I next jumped into day 5. This one relates to the couple who were trying to immigrate. You may recall I regretted rejecting the wife after letting the husband through. Well, this was my chance to redeem myself.
I just denied her last time. Sent her back to be killed. Too bad. This time, I'm letting her through, only because I want the achievement, otherwise definitely wouldn't let her in.
That was the hidden Antegria token and the accompanying achievement. I next dropped into day 25.
Here we go. The You Are Hot Like Fire.
Remember this extremely weird blue note? Later on this day, someone will have a whinge about how life sucks and no one loves them. This is a golden opportunity to make use of the weird note.
Yes, for you. You are hot like fire. You're an object of desire, clearly. Wow, nobody say such nice things.
That earned the hidden Kolechia token, and also gave me uncomfortable feelings. Alright, let's jump into day 12. This was to secure one of the dumbest endings possible. Maybe not as dumb as the time I picked up poison, but still pretty dumb. At this point in the game, you've got the code paper stuff from Ezek, and the inspector shows up. If you're clever enough to give the code stuff to him, you get the achievement for turning over the Ezek docs to the MOI investigator, and a wonderful ending.
You're under arrest for associating with suspicious groups.
That is ending 3. I can imagine people handing it over trying to do the right thing by the government, and the game just ends in their face, straight into jail. That would be quite hilarious. Next up, day 23. This is just the ending where you shoot the red guy, except instead of shooting to kill him with real bullets, you use the tranquilizer. So rather than being arrested for killing an innocent, you're arrested for attacking an innocent. A small distinction, but enough to secure ending 10. I jumped back into day 23, but you don't actually have to get this one on day 23 specifically. I think you can get it on any day that you have access to your guns. When the chaos erupted, I used the opportunity to shoot my own guards, and was under arrest for the murder of an Arstotzka official. That was ending 7. I jumped into day 23 yet again, and this time I used the trank gun on a guard, which got me arrested for attacking an Arstotzka official, ending 8 of 20. There were lots of variation of gunplay silly willies, as here I go again, back onto day 23 2 more times. Once to kill random civilians with a gun to get ending 5, and again to shoot them with a tranquilizer to get ending 6, both resulting in more arrests, obviously. With that quick spree, I had now secured 10 out of the 20 possible endings. Next up, I chose to jump into day 16, because on that day of my playthrough, I had 0 credits in savings. I deliberately did everything wrong and got about 47 citations, and I ended the day well and truly in the red financially with 335 credits worth of penalties. I didn't realize the citations stacked up like that. That's crazy.
Zero tolerance for delinquency.
That was ending 1, which you get if you can't afford your rent. I only barely avoided getting that one during my first playthrough. I think the 1000 Ezek credits saved me. I then reloaded day 11, which is the point in my run when my family were all struggling health-wise. At the end of the day, I utterly refused to help any of them, and I got the desired outcome.
They all died. Why did I laugh so hard at that? The Ministry of Labor focused on Arstotzka's future growth. Workers are expected to support large, healthy families. You need to pay me a little bit more.
That was ending 2, the one where you let your entire family die. I then did a variation of the day 31 ending where I still let Ezek blow up the border wall, but I did shoot the bottom guy. This resulted in Ezek piercing the border and having a successful revolution. But because I chose to shoot one of their agents, they said there was no place for me in their revolution, and that was ending 15. Back on day 25, remember Shay, my boss's lady friend? I accidentally let her through last time, but this time I had her detained. I slept through the night, and the next day my boss showed up and he was rather angry, because he had to pull many strings to get her out of prison. He had me arrested in his anger. That was ending 12, the one where you enrage your boss. And this is when I learned that if you sleep through an alternate version of a day, the game saves a splintered off alternate timeline. Again, very handy for this completionist stuff. I next loaded up day 14, which was the day we realized the 1000 credit gift Ezek had given me was a mistake. In order for Ezek to help me not get arrested, arrested, I had to let through their agent. In my first playthrough, I obviously let them through, but this time round I did not. I denied everyone and therefore got no help, meaning the government was onto me, and the inspector showed up in the morning to arrest me for an anomaly in my finances. That was ending 4. And just like that, I had exhausted all of my options. I now had to start a completely new playthrough.
Little document to make sure I get all the endings and achievements in this playthrough. Let's get rolling, baby. As a failsafe, I'm gonna activate easy mode. You get 20 credits extra per day.
You need a lot of cash for one achievement in particular, so I wanted to be absolutely sure I'd have enough. I hoped that I'd be good enough to not need the extra 20 credits per day, but let's see. I certainly went nuts on day 1 compared to my first playthrough when I had no idea what I was doing.
Pretty sure I didn't get that much done last time.
I only got 7 people through on day 1 last time, so this was a 25 credit improvement. The first job on my completionist hunting list was to not feed or heat my family. I earned heaps of money in these early days, so that was good, and when my entire family got sick, I only gave my wife medicine. By the end of day 5, everyone except my wife was dead. With them dead, food costs would only be $5 instead of $20. This was going to make saving up money way easier.
Still sitting on $260. $100 of that is from the easy mode, so I'd be on $160 even without easy mode. In large part because I haven't been looking after my family, but also because I have been popping off.
I forged through the early game, ignoring pretty much everything unless it was relevant to the endings and achievements I was trying to get.
Glory to Arstotzka.
Glory to Arstotzka.
As well as trying to make heaps of money. One key thing, I completely ignored Ezek this time round. I didn't help them with a single one of their requests. Also, I think I was having heaps of fun.
Wilhelm Stelko, Veskilo, Eduardo Vallejo.
On day 12, the opportunity to move to a class 7 apartment was offered, so I spent 100 credits on that.
Without easy mode, I'd still be on 150 even after buying class 7, so maybe I'd be okay.
As you can tell, I was really trying to prove that I was good enough to get the money needed without relying on easy mode. So far so good.
Alright, now I've got the pennant, the football pennant up.
This pennant was important for one particular ending. The Ezek hooded weirdo kept showing up, but I was very careful not to let through any of their agents. This playthrough certainly wasn't perfect. I still got a few citations here and there, but overall it was a huge improvement, obviously thanks to my experience. On day 17, I spent 100 credits to move into a class 6 apartment. Oh, by the way, I was friendly with Georgie again. I was going to need his help fleeing to Obristan later. And on day 20, I made sure to leave the football pennant on the wall, so that my boss would rage at me about it, wanting me to get rid of any random stuff from my wall. You may recall the guy on day 21 who gives you the watch. In my first playthrough, I did not let him through, and I stole his watch.
So I let the guy with the watch through, this guy, and now I need to hang on to the watch and he should be back in 3 days. Yes, the class 5, baby. Class 5 is the best a worker can have. Even after going to class 5, 440, I'd be on $140. I also am doing it with 3 dead relatives and I just abandoned my niece into disappearance. But I'm in the green financially. That's the main thing in life, right?
And so I earned the achievement for acquiring a class 5 apartment. And as it turns out, I would have been fine doing that without the easy mode. Great news for my gaming cred. Ezek asked me to take out the man in red. I did not, and the watchman showed up again. But when I returned the watch, he claimed I'd scratched it, and he refused to pay me for my help. So I agreeably handed back the bribe that he'd given me. That made him feel bad, and he admitted that he'd lied about the scratch, and he returned the bribe. I approved his entry, and after my honest treatment of him, he said maybe Arstotzkans aren't so bad after all. He gave me the hidden Republia token, and that was yet another achievement secured.
Very good, very good, very good. I could kill the red guy. I could do it. I could do it. Nope.
I was on the grind, trying my best to nail the late game. It was hard work, but eventually I was down to the business end. On day 30, my boss showed up, and I left the football pennant on the wall. He was not happy.
Unauthorized items on the wall, I warned before. It's a whole ending.
That's an ending you can only get if you have the same thing on the wall on day 20 and day 30. So it wasn't actually possible in my first playthrough because I'd given the pennant back to the football player. Ending 11 secured. I replayed day 30, and this time avoided imprisonment, and at the end of the day it was time to flee to Obristan, except I brought my wife this time. This secured the Snowier Pastures achievement for escaping to Obristan. This is the one that only triggers if you bring your whole surviving family. If you let your whole family die, you lose, so you have to keep at least one alive. But paying for just one to come with you to Obristan is much easier than 3 or 4 or 5. So the wife and I made good our escape. RIP the rest of the family.
Obristan above all. Glory to Arstotzka. 3 more endings to go and 1 more achievement. Unfortunately, I have to do day 30 again.
I knocked over day 30 and played through till the climax, where Ezek attempts to pierce the border. But of course, I was not on Ezek's side at all this time. I hadn't helped them even once, and now I chose to stop them.
I've thwarted that destructive attack. from those terrorists.
This led to the final achievement, Glory to Arstotzka, for ignoring all Izek requests and working dutifully.
We have audited your activities for the past 20 years. There are some anomalies, but you have served Arstotzka well. We will overlook these small transgressions. What are you talking about? What did I do?
Glory to Arstotzka.
A new agreement has been reached with Kolechia. Creston border checkpoint will reopen soon. Return to your post on January 1st.
This is the other most complete ending, where the glory of Arstotzka is upheld. Ending 20 of 20, which unlocked endless mode as Arstotzka trundles along after the revolution is crushed. I now had just 2 more endings to mop up. The first was quick.
I only killed the bottom dude, and I let the top dude blow up the wall. It's not that I actively betrayed the nation by joining Izek. It's more that I sucked at my job and I failed to stop him from blowing up the wall.
Yeah, I guess because I didn't help Izek with their earlier missions, even though they broke through the wall, the revolution failed because they didn't have the prep work that I helped them with. And so for this ending, I was punished for being too slow to shoot the guy with the bomb. And for the final ending, I had to replay a whole bunch of days. I jumped back in on day 27 of this second run, and altered the trajectory of the playthrough by actually helping Izek this one time. I stole the Kolechian diplomat's passport, and I gave it to the Izek agent.
I ignored all their other requests, but I've officially sided with them to a small extent.
I played through the next few days all the way till the ending, where I chose to stop the attack on the border. But because I'd helped out Izek one time, the inspector had me arrested. I think this is pretty similar to another ending. But for this one, I believe you have to have only helped Izek 3 times or less.
Glory to Arstotzka.
That was ending 17. All 20 endings. All 13 achievements. What a classic game, man. That took about 13, 14 hours. Nice.